called a hat trick. I don't know what it's about sports, but something like that. Anyways, but so let's bring out the cast, the amazing cast of True Blood. We're gonna start off with Alcide Herveaux. Stackhouse, Ryan Kwanten. And his current lady, Deborah and Woll. And then, of course, our favorite shifter, Sam Trammell. The newest vampire in Bon Temps, Rutina Wesley. And a newcomer to True Blood this year, Christopher Meloni. And then Northman. Bauer on Straten. And then, of course, Bill Compton himself, Stephen Moyer. And then you can't have True Blood without Sookie Stackhouse. You just saw Alan Ball. All right. Well, so first of all, I have a question for you guys. So the Vampire Diaries cast was just here. Do you all have like beef with each other? Like, is it like the Sharks and the Jets? Is it like the two TV vampires? Do you do like kicks and like do you fight each other? I mean, how do you feel? Is there a rivalry at all?
We don't talk about them.
Alan, the thing I think I love most about this season, it seems like you guys are really playing with kind of new combos of the characters, like, you know, with Pam and Tara, and even, you know, like Jessica and Jason. Was that a conscious decision to sort of mix it up and kind of play with new sort of friendships and relationships?
Absolutely. We have such an amazing cast that we're always looking for ways that are organic, but that we can put new combinations of actors together.
Yeah.
So it's definitely conscious, and it's one of my favorite things about the show. Is sometimes the new chemistry that develops between characters who have maybe been at odds before, but in this particular season, they have to have a romance.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Well, like, you know, for like Rutina and Deborah, and like, did you guys, I don't think you had scenes together before. Has that been fun to sort of have moments together and sort of have that friendship?
Definitely. I enjoy working with Deborah, and I think she's brilliant. And it's just fun to get to play with people that you haven't played with in years. It's refreshing. And it's just been an overall joy this season to sort of just have fun being a new baby vamp.
And are you guys going to continue, like, is there going to be, because it sort of seemed like there'd be a friendship in the last episode, and then she caught you doing her man, and there was some animosity. So are you going to continue to be friends? Like, is there going to be girls' night, or is it going to be, is it a fight all the time?
I don't know, what do you think about that? Girls will be girls. No, we'll figure it out.
Anna, you played drunk very well in the last couple episodes. Yeah.
I guess.
Do you know the lyrics to the Pina Colada song, or did you have to practice that?
I think every single member of our crew now knows the words. I kind of liked our rewrites on the lyrics.
Yeah, I know, I like that too.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I know, I enjoyed that. So Stephen and Alex, this season I feel like has been like the season of the bromance with you two.
You look dashing today. You look great in black. Anybody else say that? Thank you.
How has that been? I mean, you guys have been at odds for, now what, 4 or 5 seasons. Has it been fun to sort of now kind of be allies and sort of be friendly with each other?
Yes. No, I think it's been, we've been struggling with that this whole season. I think more Alan and the writers have been struggling with it because we've had a little too much fun together, and we've kind of, like I said, it's been 4 years of us fighting with Sookie and a lot of, so finally we get scripts, and it's like, there's like a Butch Cassidy, son-is kid moment.
Yeah. And we get to play the together.
Right. We have find like out a common enemy.
I think also, the characters get to play, one of us, we can't do this apart, we have to join together. So all sort of animosity aside, they get together. And I don't know about you, but I kind of felt when we were working together that there's something between them that in the past that we haven't seen yet. That there's like a kind of old friendship.
Ooh, is that a flashback?
I swear.
Hello, season 6. I think Eric is surprised. In the beginning, it's just out of necessity. He has to work with this guy that he doesn't really like. But then there is that moment where he's like, "Oh man, I kind of like this kid." Well, he's young.
What was it like being in a trunk together for hours?
That scene was.
Take us back to that moment.
That scene was originally probably 6 minutes long.
Okay.
And it ended up being like a 10-second scene because
we couldn't do it without laughing. But we did rehearse it all weekend.
I had to call them in my office and remind them that the stakes were very high, that they were actually in a car and they were being kidnapped by the authority, and their lives were on the line. Because the first day that you guys shot that stuff, you could not stop laughing.
Yeah, it got a little Benny Hill maybe.
We both received emails from Alan, the Lord and Master, and basically saying, anytime you guys have got to actually, come and see me, that would be fantastic. And I called him and I was like, have you had this email from Alan? Have you seen it? And he was like, no, what have we done? So we ended up kind of going in to see the principal to get our wrists slapped.
Who's the best cuddler between you two? Or are you like...
I think that's hard to say. They're both good cuddlers.
I know. You would know too. Yeah, okay, that's good.
He's got very long arms.
Alright. Kristin, I want to talk about Pam's wardrobe because I feel like this season it's been much more of a conversation piece, particularly your Walmart sweatsuit. Did the costume designer come up with that? How did that sort of come to be?
I mean, I see a Walmart sweatsuit in the front row, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Actually a trend.
There's 3? Oh my gosh.
There's 3?
Wow.
Stand up.
Okay. That starts with the writing, There it is.
Wow.
That starts with that brilliant line, the Walmart line, and then we go to a wardrobe fitting, and Audrey Fisher is a genius. And she's responsible for the whole Pam look. And, there's a rack of Walmart sweatsuits. And we started with the yellow one. and we're like, I don't think we need to try anything else. And then she had, usually things are tailored to make me look better. This was tailored to be a little short and put elastic around the legs, and she dyed the yellows slightly off.
Nice.
So it's just Audrey.
It's like urine yellow. It looked a little urine-y. Yeah. Do you have a favorite Pam outfit? Like, is there one? Is that in your top 5 or?
It kind of is,
yeah.
To be honest. But there's, I kind of the favorite is the one that I'm wearing at the moment because she keeps topping herself.
Yeah.
Kristin, what about the red one piece?
Oh yeah, Sam is so hung up on this outfit. Sam,
I got completely get over it, Sam. I was bedazzled. I got to do one scene in Fantasia with Alex and Kristin.
Well, at a panel, right? They asked, "What's the most shocking thing that's happened on True Blood?" And he thought for a long time and mentioned this red sequin jumpsuit.
You were standing behind Alex. You had the red sequin jumpsuit, and I haven't forgotten it. I was kind of distracted the whole time. Was that season 2 or season 1?
Season 2, and that was to this day our only.
That was our only season.
Yeah.
Very sad. But that was my favorite, Kristin.
I miss this, Sam.
It was pretty good.
I love that we literally just talked for 5 minutes about a sequin jumpsuit. Sure. Rutina, I was saying earlier to you, I feel like Tara has raided Pam's closet because Tara has discovered boobs and it looks like there's even less clothing to come. Granted, based on the trailer. Is that true? Is that fair to say that Tara is exploring her more leathery side, maybe?
Yeah, I have a feeling that Pam sort of went up to Tara and was like, yeah, we need to, no. And took me to her closet and sort of made me up. I remember my mother called me Monday and was like, that bustier was walking, honey. But it's been fun to dress up this year and sort of, have them bangs out. It's fun.
So it looks like Tara is stripping. Joe Manganiello, did you give Rutina lessons?
Stephen. I don't think they make my fireman suit in Rutina size.
Wow.
But werewolf stripping, I like that idea.
Okay. Rutina, can you do a body roll that well?
Can I do a what?
A body roll that well. Can you body roll like that? We're at a high level class right now.
Alan, would you body roll for me?
It's all you. Wait, well, speaking of this though, speaking of this, Claude in the books, Sookie's fairy relative, owns a strip club, I believe. So will Claude be stripping in this version? In True Blood?
Well, you've already seen the club. It's not a strip club per se, as it is more sort of a burlesque club.
Yes.
I don't know that we will see Claude himself stripping, but we will see other fairies and other people in various states of
But no one's ever totally dressed on our show. Does that count?
Right. That's true. True. Yeah. That counts. I guess.
Yeah.
Sam, that was a really sad, like, I feel like he has had such a run of bad luck with the ladies. And last week, he lost another lady, maybe. Is that the end of him and Luna, or is there more to come?
You know I can't tell you that.
Okay, fine. What can you tell me? I mean, well, are you gonna be like a foster child to that little dog?
Well, I mean... I mean, I have to say, I have to survive the episode.
Oh, that's true.
But there was a question of whether Emma was a shapeshifter or a wolf, and I saw her just shift into a wolf, so that's going to have some ramifications. Sam's trying to figure out how to fit into that whole family, and you know, her grandmother is a wolf, and so you know, it's all going to get very interesting.
She's a wolf and kind of a nasty lady, not so friendly.
She's lovely though.
She ate her son. That's, you know. Deborah and Ryan, I wanted to ask you guys about Rock Band. Are you that good at Rock Band in real life? Or did that take, I mean, did you have to practice?
I actually did a lot of practice with that particular song that was in there. Not realizing that there was another song called Cherry Bomb. I was practicing the John Cougar Mellencamp, but knew all the words to that, came in on set that day, and suddenly was confronted with the other version, and sort of had to rhyme with it. But you were on fire that day.
Well, I practiced a lot for that, actually. Yeah, I think the singing was the only thing we did like live that we actually had to know the words or anything.
Didn't have to be good.
Didn't have to be good. Well, in fact, it shouldn't have been good. I felt like we should have been like kids trying to play rock bands. So.
Are you guys having fun with this storyline? Because I think I love, Jessica and Jason. I think it's such a cute, like they seem truly in love, even though I know, you know, she basically, he has, you know, her blood in her, but it seems like a real love story. Have you guys had fun with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, honestly, I adore working with Ryan. I think he's absolutely the sweetest, most giving actor.
And I've got nothing but good things to say about Deborah too, so it's really,
I look forward to it all the time. I think it's always fun telling stories to people. Friends. Yeah.
And like the third person in this relationship is Steve Newland, who I'm obsessed with now. Alan, when did you guys decide to, first of all, make him gay? And I think he's the first out gay vampire.
No, Russell.
Oh, Russell. Totally.
Well,
I turned into a 16-year-old girl, sir.
I'm not sure that we made a conscious decision to make Steve Newland gay, because if you watch season 2, the way that he looked at Ryan, and the way he was always so parental with Ryan, it just sort of seemed like maybe that energy was kind of there.
Yeah.
And that once he had been made vampire, he would probably feel like, okay, I can go after that now.
I'm gonna hit that. Chris, you know, how does this compare to SVU?
Trying to figure out what's a sex crime on this show is very difficult. More things. By the way, Ryan, I look at you the same way, but that's there. Are there more characters? Yeah. It's an absolutely really interesting world to inhabit as an actor. It is the whole spectrum of, I mean, I've never even heard of a werepanther. So, you know, as soon as you accept werepanthers in your line of vision, you know, everything is just, you know, all open. So it's been great.
How was that scene? I mean, I think one of the sort of most shocking scenes of this season so far has been when you state that, like, 10-year-old boy, basically.
Wasn't that fun? I mean, wasn't that deal? Because Alan had given me a heads up, like, you know, one of these guys, one of your little guardianship people there is going down. And, you know, so the first day I'm like, you know, me. And I took one look at the kid and I said, please, Alan. I love the kid. I just thought it was going to be really shocking, very interesting, and what was really funny is, so my wife is watching the show. I haven't told her anything. She's like, it's so obvious. It's not going to be the kid.
I mean, are you squeamish? Was that gross? Because you must have been covered in blood for, you know.
It's pretty much the one thing I wanted to do. When I was going to be a vampire, I said, you gotta let me stake somebody. Because I thought I was just going to be walking around monologuing all the time. And Alan assured me that, yes, indeed, there was a staking in my future. And it's really awesome because it's very intricate. It's very kind of technical, you know, different camera angles and stuff because the kid didn't actually explode. That doesn't happen.
And you weren't doing it right.
I feel foolish. Yeah. Thank you.
And you know, Sookie has gotten kind of progressively more kick-ass, you know, as the season, as last season especially, you know, kind of culminating with her shooting Debbie Pell's head off. Is she going to continue that path like this season?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is there going to be some like, are there some like fairy throwdowns?
Fairy throwdowns? You know, I can't tell you that. But she's you know, she always gets into some sort of action-y trouble.
Yeah. Is she going to drink any more peach schnapps?
I think she's probably going to wait for the last hangover to wear off.
All right.
But I mean, worse things can happen when you drink peach schnapps than, you know.
Not much worse.
You know, it's not exactly like the worst person to realize that you accidentally, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the throwing up bit was kind of a bit of a buzzkill, but.
Alan, are we going to see more? So it seems like we're on the path where we're going to see sort of flashbacks maybe of the Stackhouse parents. Is that safe to say maybe? Or more about what happened to them?
Yes.
Okay. Will we see flashbacks, or will they be like maybe dream sequences, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to learn a little bit more about Michelle and Corbett Stackhouse and what happened to them and the effect of what happened to them, the remaining effect on Sookie and particularly on Jason.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about the Fairy Club. Where did that come from? Like, who came up with the like Moulin Rouge kind of motif? Was that, I mean?
Well, honestly, we had done fairies a few times, and we had sort of like fairies in white skipping through a field, and that felt silly. And then, exactly. And then when we went to Fairy, and there was a big tree, and it was all very Maxfield Parish, and again everybody was in white, and there was light, and it felt like that doesn't really feel like our show. So when we started thinking about the kind of fairies who would be refugee fairies, what would they do? We decided that they were creatures for whom shame and guilt was just an unknown, and that they liked to have a good time, and that they were very sensual, and sort of playing